Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Adriana DC. Tonight's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 spring date night fragrances. Now, my idea of a spring date night fragrance is a fragrance that has just enough fruitiness mixed with some depth. So when I greet you at the dinner table at the restaurant, you're gonna smell me sitting across from you. Or when I hop into the vehicle, you're gonna smell me. You know, my fragrance is gonna scent up the vehicle. But it's gonna be nice and playful and a little bit citrusy, but not too overpowering or cloying, you know, just enough so that it gets through the night. If it's a little bit chilly, I don't know, these fragrances are going to be varying between somewhat heavy in the base or overall very playful and fruity, with just enough depth. So if you guys are interested in hearing my top 10 spring date night fragrances or nights out fragrances, then please keep on watching. If you guys are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that notification bell so that way you will be notified every single time I upload. And for those of you who are my returning subscribers, thank you guys for supporting me. I truly appreciate your support. So let's just get on to the video. So the first fragrance I'm going to be recommending for a spring nights out or a date night out is Afnan Supremacy Gold, you guys. Now, I have mentioned this fragrance once on my channel before when I hauled it, but I have not, really explored this fragrance much. But this is a sweet, powdery, fruity fragrance with the essence of peach blossom. There's some violets, there's some vanilla, patchouli, benzoin, and a little bit of oud. So overall, this smells like it smells like a soft, sweet, powdery cotton candy fragrance with the essence of peach blossom. It's soft, even though it hasn't the oud, it's soft, smooth, and sweet. You get the peach blossom essence in here really prominent. There is something in here so that's giving off somewhat of a bittersweet essence to this fragrance. It's bittersweet, so it's cutting the sweetness of this fragrance just a little bit. But this perfume is warm, it is sweet, quite powdery. You do get the presence of the benzoin, but what's really shining this perfume is the peach blossom. This is a beautiful fragrance, you guys. I think this is a beautiful fragrance to wear on a spring nights out. It has just enough playfulness to this perfume and just enough depth so that while you're wearing it, you smell it. The person next to you, they will smell this perfume. I will say to you that this fragrance has the potential to be a little bit cloying. So if it's gonna be a fragrance, like if it's gonna be like a date night out that you're gonna be getting really close, it might be a little bit much, but it all depends. People do like sweet fruity fragrances, but it's a really beautiful scent, definitely long lasting as you can possibly imagine, because it does have in that note of oud, so it's quite long lasting. The projection is quite decent and you can smell it for at least 2-3 hours on you. It's a perfume that has the potential to sit on your skin and can be, as the skin heats up, it does project a lot more. But I think it's a beautiful fragrance for those reasons to wear on a night out, you guys. So this is Afnan Supremacy Gold. Next, we have Kylies Elixir 11, you guys. And I love this perfume. I haven't played with this fragrance a minute now. It's a sweet, rosy fragrance with the essence of red apples. There's some vanilla, patchouli, and I think there's some benzoin in here. This fragrance smells like grape soda. It smells like a sweet, fruity grape soda fragrance with the essence of patchouli. It's sweet, it's soft, it's sexy, it's seductive, but it definitely has a little bit of playfulness to this perfume that I think makes it an ideal fragrance to put for on those spring nights. Remember, we're gonna keep it nice and cool, a little bit playful, not too strong, but playful with a good amount of depth so that the fragrance stands up throughout the night, and the people next to you, they can definitely smell you. And this to me is a perfect idea of a nights out fragrance with just enough playfulness with some sexiness as well, you guys. There's a fizziness to this fragrance mixed with somewhat of a it comes off kind of like powdery-ish, but as the fragrance dries down, you start to get a lot of the rose petals in here. beautiful smelling fragrance, beautiful sexy fragrance that I think is an absolutely beautiful scent to wear on those spring nights. It is classy, it is sweet, the longevity on this is quite decent. It doesn't project as harsh as the Supremacy Gold, but it is as soft and smooth and somewhat mellow, yet ever present, just like the Afnan Supremacy Gold fragrance. Beautiful fragrance to pull for those spring date nights. So this is Kylies Elixir 11. So the next fragrance is Nasiso Rouge, you guys, and this right here is a beautiful perfume. It's a soft, powdery, florally, musky smelling perfume, you guys. It has in some iris, as you can possibly imagine. Yeah, so it has an iris, a very prominent note of iris. You got the florals. The florals really stand out in here. You have your iris, your rose. There's some jasmine and tuberose. For me, you guys, I think tuberose is a very beautiful and sexy note in a perfume. Any fragrance, in my opinion, that has in tuberose just has this warm, you know, florally, you know, kind of like smooth sexiness to it. And that's something that I have observed with fragrances that have in that beautiful note of tuberose. So this one right here, yeah, is a very pleasant, a little bit mature, yet a little bit sexy, powdery, florally, musky fragrance. You get the iris quite prominent. The tuberose and the jasmine stands out a lot. There's some vanilla and some tonka bean in here. So and I think there's also some patchouli in this perfume. So this fragrance, it is florally, it is warm, a little bit laid back, but it has just enough it smells dressy. It has a little bit of vibe to it that makes you feel, you know, like I'm well dressed and I'm ladylike and I have some classiness, but I'm still a little bit reserved at the same time. I love this perfume, you guys. These Nasiso fragrances, they have this sexiness to it, but it's a mature type of sexy, not an old, but a mature sexiness, like a reserved, very like, you know, well put together, you know, ladylike presence to it. I love this perfume, and like I said to you, the tuberose in here, so just give this fragrance an extra edge. Just a really beautiful, you know, this can be worn in the daytime as well as the nighttime, but this just has enough warmth to it and, you know, depth and, you know, prettiness to it that it can be worn on a beautiful spring night out, in my opinion. Next we have Moonlight in Heaven by Kylies, you guys, and I love this perfume. I can't wait to start wearing this fragrance for the spring in the summer. This is a soft, sweet mango, vanilla, a little bit milky, even powdery, coconutty, tropical smelling perfume. Now, this fragrance has some grapefruit and some lemon. So it opens up a little bit bright and citrusy and airy. You have some slight sweetness from the mango and the coconuts in here. It is mellow and sweet, but it smells dressy. So this is a fragrance that can be worn in the daytime, but it can be worn in nighttime because it has that lactonic presence to it. So this fragrance is a beautiful scent to transition from the day on to the nighttime. So that's the vibe that I get from this perfume. A beautiful fragrance to pull for during those spring nights out. It's just a beautiful scent, you guys. If you know how I feel about Moonlight in Heaven, I don't need to go on anymore, but this is such a beautiful fragrance to pull for during the spring and summer nights, you guys. So this is Moonlight in Heaven by Kylies. So the next fragrance that I think is an absolutely beautiful scent to wear on those spring nights out is Vie Est Belle Intense, you guys. And I just love this perfume. Like, no matter how much time goes by, I think this fragrance is an absolutely beautiful scent that the excitement just never goes away. Now, this is your sweet, warm, fruity, raspberry, vanilla, patchouli, sandalwood smelling fragrance. This fragrance just has like a warm, sweet, you know, fruity, intoxicating scent to it, you know. This fragrance, it has enough depth and it has a lot of playfulness, but it's also quite airy because of the orange blossom and the bergamot in this fragrance and the pink peppers, of course. This is such a beautiful scent. It smells classy, it smells pretty, it smells a little bit mature, it smells even sexy. Even the heliotrope mixing with the vanilla and the sandalwood in here, so just gives a perfume a nice warm sexy feel to it, you guys. And again, I like the elements of those fruity notes, the raspberries and the bergamot in here, so that gives this perfume a lot of airiness, makes it quite bright that you can wear this perfume not only in the spring and the summer, but also going on to the fall months, you guys. I love this perfume because this is a fragrance. It smells dressy. It smells like, it smells like somebody who's, well kept and on point, is very much aware of, looking good, smelling good, you guys. So this perfume right here, I love this fragrance. This is a beautiful perfume to wear for those nights out. It can be worn in the daytime as well, but the depth in this fragrance, it stands out so beautifully to wear on those spring nights, you guys. So La Vie Est Belle Intense, definitely a beautiful fragrance to pull for on those date nights, you guys. So the next fragrance that I recommend for those date nights or those spring nights out is Nina Ricci Ricci, you guys. Now this is a sweet, fruity, a little bit florally smelling perfume with the essence of sandalwood. A very prominent note of sandalwood. And I know a lot of people, a lot of people in this fragrance pick up the rhubarb, obviously because the rhubarb is standing out, okay? And it's a bit of sweet rhubarb vibe to this fragrance. To me, the beauty in this perfume is the sandalwood. The sandalwood in here is warm, it's sweet, it makes this fragrance a little bit sexy and quite mature. So this fragrance, it has some rhubarb, bergamot in the opening, so it has some citrusy elements. It's a little bit sharp, okay? It has some rose in the heart, but then it has the sandalwood and the vanilla in the base. That makes this perfume so beautiful. This is a very versatile fragrance that can be worn all year round. It has just enough warmth and just enough depth with that beautiful, sexy, deep, a little bit dark rhubarb note in this fragrance. It stands out, it shines, and this fragrance lasts. This perfume is quite good for lasting, and it projects quite beautifully when you're wearing it, you guys. This for me is a beautiful, sexy date night fragrance. There is some bergamot in here that kind of gives off a slightly green essence, in my opinion. Very slight. It's also coming off a little bit soapy, and I'm guessing it's coming from the rhubarb because of that, very strong dose of rhubarb in this fragrance. Beautiful, in my opinion. It is playful, yet it has that just enough of depth to this fragrance. It makes it sexy and warm. It's a transitional fragrance that you can wear in the daytime and go on to the nighttime, as well as hit the tongue with this perfume, you guys. I love this fragrance. And I just think that, the overall composition of this fragrance is quite solid, you guys. So I definitely recommend this perfume to put for on a date night or nights out, especially during the spring and summer. That rhubarb note is really beautiful and really strong and just stands out so beautifully. And it's backed up quite nicely with the vanilla and the sandalwood. Next, we have Velvet Vanilla by Mancera, you guys. And you know what? I haven't worn this fragrance in a long time. And I pulled it out the other day and I smelled it and I was like, my God, why do I neglect you so much, you guys? This is a sweet, fruity fragrance. It has some angelica, pear, mandarin, and rose in this fragrance. And then in the heart, it has some vanilla, some sweet tuberose that's ever so strong, some vanilla, tuberose, some musk in the base, you guys. This smells like a sugary, sweet, warm, florally tuberose vanilla scent. Yes, it smells quite bubblegummy, but because of the angelica and those fruity notes in the opening, it cuts the fragrance a little bit sharp-ish, in my opinion. So it has just the right amount of fruitiness in this perfume, and then it combines with the tuberose and that sweet vanilla and the musk. The vanilla in here so is nice and soft and sweet, so that this fragrance doesn't get too cloying in the warmer months. This is such a beautiful perfume. The florals in here so do shine again. Of course, the tuberose, that bubblegummy essence is definitely here. Very strong, really pretty. I love this fragrance. As a matter of fact, I recently smelled Herrera tuberose from the Carolina Herrera Confidential line. And this is it, you guys. Like, these two fragrances smell so much alike. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. That just makes me appreciate this fragrance even more, because Carolina Herrera, the Confidential line, it costs like 220 quid. And this perfume gives me what Herrera tuberose gives me, you guys. beautiful perfume that can be worn in the daytime and the nighttime, and it's just so warm and sexy, guys. And of course, it's a Mancera, so you know you're gonna get your depth, you're gonna get your longevity, it's gonna last, it's gonna project, and that guy is gonna smell you. Whoever you're with, they're gonna smell you, you guys, and they're gonna be quite impressed because this is a very beautiful, impressive smelling scent, you guys. So this is Velvet Vanilla by Mancera. Next, we have Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, and of course, you guys, this is sexiness. I don't have to tell you. This is a punchy, fruity, sexy, tart smelling perfume. It has in some red currant, lychee, rose, vanilla, and I think there's some vetiver in the base, you guys. This is punchy. It is sweet. It is fruity. It's a little bit tart. It is also quite powdery and sweet and sexy. It is very, very playful, but it's very punchy. It's like really like, you know, this is a fragrance that people are going to smell you. It's quite loud in my opinion. The red currant mixing with the lychee in this fragrance, very like rich. It's almost a little bit screechy in my opinion, and it just projects like crazy, you guys. It's a really, you know, strong fragrance. It can be worn in the daytime, but this perfume on a night out, you guys, I think this would be absolutely beautiful. I mean, how could it not? It smells so sweet. There is a tiny hint of soapiness to it, in my opinion. Okay, you do get a little bit of the rose. What I like about it is that when you spray it, that punchy, you know, sharp richness from the red currant and lychee, it subsides a little bit. So it gets a little bit juicy and sweet, and it kind of like starts to subside. And I think that's good because, if I can be quite honest, the how tart this perfume is, how punchy it is a little bit much. Okay, is a little bit much. I will say to you is that this perfume has the potential to get a little bit it's, I want to say is it comes off like passion fruit. It comes off like passion fruit mixed with pineapples. And with passion fruit mixed with pineapples, it has a tendency to give off a slight sourness to it. Okay, and I don't know. Again, the good thing about it is that it subsides. You know that how sharp the fragrance is. It definitely subsides as the fragrance settles on the skin. So I think that's a good thing. You know, that kind of way. But overall, it's a solid fragrance, you guys. It's a solid, really punchy, sharp, fruity, sweet fragrance. A little bit sexy, playful, gaudy, chic smelling fragrance. I think it's a beautiful fragrance to wear on a night out. And the bottle is everything to me. Like, I'm telling you, like, everything about this is so sexy. I love it, you guys. So this is Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl. Next up, we have Miss Dior, Absolutely Blooming, you guys. And this is another beautiful fragrance, another sexy, tangy, fruity, florally, musky smelling fragrance. This fragrance has some raspberries, black currant, and some pomegranate in it. And the pomegranate in here, so mixing with the raspberries, it has a tanginess to this fragrance. So this fragrance, it has a bit of tanginess when compared to the Miss Dior. It has that little bit sharp, prominent, fruity, tangy essence in the opening, mixed with the rose and the musk. This is nice. This is a classy girl with some attitude, pretty much. This is a classy, sexy woman with a chic personality. That's how I would describe this perfume, you guys. And if you know me, you know how much I love Miss Dior. The rose and the musky elements in here, so it maintains that classiness, that class and elegance. Okay, reserved, but then, you know, the berries mixed in with the pomegranate and the black currant in the opening just give this fragrance a bit of punchiness, a bit of playfulness to it. I love the musk and the rose combination in the base. It's quite like eerie, but this fragrance does have some heftiness, just enough depth that you can wear it in the daytime and the nighttime. And the playfulness in this perfume, while maintaining that classiness from the rose, it's just a beautiful perfume. So this is Absolutely Blooming by Dior. Next we have Scandal, you guys, and I can't leave out my Scandal. You know, I love this perfume. This is a bottle of sexiness, as if you guys didn't know. And what I love about this bottle of sexiness is that it's playful. It has some blood orange, some mandarin and open. It also has some peaches, some orange blossom. It even has some gardenia in here. This is a citrusy, sweet, not to mention honey. It has some honey. Of course, honey is the star of the show in this perfume. So this perfume, it opens up citrusy and sweet with light presence of those fruity elements. It's just like a dash of the fruit juices from the blood orange and the mandarin that gives this fragrance a little bit of flavor to it, other than just being a dominantly honey fragrance. But it adds that flavor to it from those fruity notes mixed with the honey. The gardenia makes it quite powdery. There are some peaches in the heart of this perfume that gives this fragrance again a little bit more character and flavor than just a sweet powdery honey scent. But that honey note just shines throughout. But again, this fragrance, it is playful, it is sweet, it is sexy, it is eerie, and definitely a strong fragrance, you guys. You got it has a very strong dose of patchouli in the base that grounds this perfume. This is a solid fragrance from start to finish. The gardenia in here so just makes it even more nicer. And I think that's where the sexiness occurs. The fact that this perfume is a honey, sweet, citrusy fragrance and it's powdery. So it's sweet, but when it dries down on your skin, it mellows into your skin, but your sexy skin, you guys. I love the powdery elements in this fragrance. I think that, you know, Jean Paul Gaultier knew what he was doing when he added those powdery elements in here. So, because it just carries off the fragrance, it mellows it out, and it makes it tolerable for not just yourself, but the person next to you that's gonna be, you know, just engulfed by the sexy, sweet honey essence that's on your skin, you guys. Yes, I know Scandal has been talked about forever and ever and ever, and I think it's gonna go on for a couple more years because you just can't. You just can't not mention Scandal for a sexy night out, as a date night fragrance or whatever. I love me some Scandal, you guys. I don't think I'll ever get sick and tired of this fragrance. So this is Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. So there you have it, you guys. These are my top 10 spring date night fragrances that I think has just the right amount of playfulness mixed with some depth that will garner you some compliments on that night out, whether you're out with a special someone, a casual date, or just out, you know, on the town, you guys. These 10 fragrances are playful, chic, sweet, fruity, and punchy enough to last throughout the night, you guys. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed this video, to be honest. I love these selections. I feel like, you know, when you haven't sprayed your fragrances for a long time and you smell the beautiful scent, I felt like I fell back in love all over again with these beautiful fragrances. So I do hope you guys enjoyed these selections. If in fact you did, please do give me a big thumbs up. If you guys are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that notification bell so that way you will be notified every single time I upload. And for those of you who are my returning subscribers, thank you guys for supporting me. I truly appreciate your support. Until next time, see you guys in my next video. Bye.